Good evening and thanks for tuning in. I'm Ann Powell with the WJTS News. A group of hikers are back home safely after an adventure turned out to be a little more than they bargained for. Perry County Central Dispatch received a call from a lost hiker in the German Ridge area around 5:30 p.m. Wednesday. Perry County Sheriff Alan Malone and EMA Director Steve Hauser and deputies arrived shortly after receiving that call. The lost hikers were located by 6:35 p.m. and brought out safely to their vehicle. A Jasper woman spent time in jail this week after driving while under the influence. Jasper police pulled over a vehicle for false and/or fictitious registration on Wednesday. While speaking with the driver, identified as 37-year-old Rachel Allen, it was suspected that she was possibly under the influence. Allen was offered a field sobriety test and failed. She was then taken to Memorial Hospital for a certified chemical test, where she tested positive for methamphetamine. Allen was booked into the Du Bois County Security Center for a misdemeanor count of an OWI. Two Indiana tech-based companies are now merging together. Perfleck Incorporated and the company Perfleck.com, an online marketplace where visitors can search in a comprehensive database of real estate for sale and vacation rentals, announced a new merger with Two Ladders Consulting. Two Ladders is a marketing consulting firm offering a portfolio of strategy planning, advertising, and marketing services. This merger brings together two Southern Indiana tech-based startups. Agents and brokers of every size are changing the way they engage in this unprecedented market. The traditional marketing tools are either not keeping up with or overtaxing agents and brokers with excessive fees. This creates an incredible opportunity for Perfleck and Two Ladders to provide a new, economical, yet incredibly effective marketing package. For more information about this, you can visit our website, WJTS.tv. Got leaves? The Jasper Street Department will begin their curbside bulk leaf collection on Monday, November 1st. Residents are asked to keep their leaf piles close to the curb or road, but not directly in the street or curb. Jasper Street Department Commissioner Jeff Tysing explains why.
Don't put them in the street. They become a traffic hazard, especially in some of the narrower streets in town where there's really two-lane traffic. If you put them in the street, it now becomes a one-lane street, and that's a traffic hazard. So we'd rather you didn't do that. We'd rather you put it behind the curb, because again, if you put them in the curb and a rainstorm comes, they're going to wash, and that's going to interrupt the flow of our stormwater, and it'll also can go rush them or wash them to the inlets and clog them up, and then we have a flooded street, which again is another traffic hazard. So
putting the leaves in the right spot also helps the street department out a lot. Tysing explains where that sweet spot is.
If you can keep it within 4 feet of the back of the curb, that helps us a bunch. We can reach it, and it just works good. The other thing is the truck in this vacuum total about 40 feet in length. So again, if you put them out by the street and then you park two cars and you give us 20 feet in between the cars, we're not going to get them because we can't reach in there to get it with the vacuum.
The only thing that should be in your pile is leaves. Tysing says other items can damage their machines.
You only put leaves in there. Some people like to put limbs and things like that, trash in there, and that only hurts our equipment. And if a machine goes down, if you think it's taking us a long time to get to you now, if one of these machines goes down, well, it's going to be even longer. So again, help us out by keeping just leaves in them. If you have limbs, again, you can put the limbs out, and if you follow our rules, 4-foot lengths tied into bundles, we'll pick those up with another truck.
Leaves must be available for pickup and no later than 7 a.m. Residents are asked to be patient during this time, as there will be no set day as when your leaves will be picked up. The collection workers will make their day around the city on a daily basis. The Du Bois County Veterans Council is getting ready to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. This year's event takes place on Saturday, November 6th. Activities will begin at 1 p.m. at the Ferdinand American Legion Post 124 at 425 Main Street. DCVC President Chris Knies will be the master of ceremonies. A 21-gun salute will be conducted by members of the hosting organizations, followed by taps in honor of all of the living and deceased members of our armed forces. The ceremony will be followed by luncheon and refreshments. This year's living veteran being recognized is Korean War veteran Leo W. Erkley. He was inducted into the U.S. Army in February 21st of 1952. He was also a member of Company F of the 32nd Infantry Regiment. Eckerly was honorably discharged from the Army on November 21st of 1953. During the time in service, he was honored with the Combatant Infantry Badge, the Korean Service Medal with 2 Bronze Service Stars, the United Nations Service Medal, and the National Defense Service Medal. Upon his return from service, Leo practiced carpentry. He built many area homes. In addition, he regularly volunteered his carpentry expertise to several area organizations, notably the St. Joseph Parish Center and VFW Post number 673. A mass to honor all veterans, living and deceased, will be celebrated on Saturday morning, November 6th at 8 a.m. at St. Joseph Church in Jasper. All veterans posts and organizations will post their colors at the beginning of the Mass. The public is invited to attend these activities to honor our veterans on this Veterans Observance Day. The last public shred day of the year in Du Bois County is just a few weeks away. The Du Bois County Solid Waste Management District and Kimball International's Recycling Center are teaming up to offer free paper shredding day in honor of America Recycles Day. It's a drive-through event and takes place from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, November 17th at 1550 Power Drive on the south side of Jasper. The event is for residents or businesses, and there is no weight limit on the amount of paper products brought in for recycling on this day. Only paper and junk mail materials will be accepted. No cassette tapes, CDs, computer discs, or other electronic media are accepted. Staples and paper clips are not a problem. The paper shredding is completed in the Recycling Center's secured facility with 24-hour video surveillance. The Kimball International's Recycling Center also routinely accepts documents for shredding and environmentally friendly recycling from industrial and commercial businesses. For more information about this event or other services of the Du Bois County Solid Waste Management District, call 812-482-7865 or visit DuBoisCountyRecycles.org. It's now been a few months since body cameras were installed at the Indiana State Police posts throughout the state, and many troopers are saying they are getting along well with the new equipment. The training process lasted for about 4 hours. Indiana State Police Jasper Post PIO Sergeant David Henderson tells us what that was like.
The Jasper troops, most of us went to Evansville. They showed us how the camera works, the ins and the outs of it. They showed us how to upload to the computer. We had to log them in and how to keep track of them.
It's a 3-camera system. Troopers have 1 body camera and 2 in the car, one facing forwards with the other facing towards the cabin of the car. Henderson explains exactly how these work.
The cameras come on whenever our lights come on with the weapons drawn from the holster, or we can automatically turn them on. So these are good for transparency for not only us but the public. They can also be used for a training tool and for academy purposes.
Henderson also explains where the footage shot by these cameras goes to.
These recordings are taken, they're uploaded to a computer via a system, and we keep them all for 1 year, some of them up to 5, and they can be reviewed by your supervisor, they can be played in court, and they can also help if complaints to the public come. They can be reviewed by the supervisor to see what actually happened.
The cameras were installed this past summer. 900 were installed throughout the state. The process lasted for about 1 day, and at the Jasper Post, that process was finished up in late August. Stay tuned. Weekly forecasts and sports with Kirk Ruxell are still to come on the WJTS News.